Democrat home.
simply must be continuous. They must be equal in population. But other than that, it's up to the guys in this building to decide where to draw those lines. We've listened to the activists chanting in the rotunda, and something they will never mention to you, they may not even know, in the census of 2020, illegal aliens were counted in the totals. You know what that means? You know what that means. The dollars that go from Washington, D.C. are allocated based upon that proportion. The constitutional responsibility to allocate delegates, or I should say representatives, is based upon that number. Indiana absolutely has a prerogative to think about how their vote has been diluted by illegal aliens in this country, misrepresenting the totality of people in this country. And that is another reason why we need these maps. This is not what the framers intended. The census was designed to reflect the residents of the state, not whoever happens to be within its borders on county day. The era of Republicans fighting with one hand tied behind their back while Democrats use both hands in a fist fight are over. Those days are over. You must stand tall, you must stand firm, and you must know you're going to hear the heckling and the nonsense. But friends, truth and the law is on our side. Do not forget that, my friends. We must use every single legal and ethical tool at our disposal to make sure that we protect Hoosiers from the radical left's agenda. If we do not redistrict, if our state senators do not vote to redistrict, they are empowering the left to potentially win the House in 2026 and unleash the havoc and the mayhem that you see on this balcony today. If our Senate fails to act, we will hold them accountable. You can rest assured that I will hold them accountable. And this moment matters, my friends. This is about Indiana's future. This is about America's future. Today must be the line that we draw in the sand. Hoosiers will not accept weakness, we will not reward silence, and we will not tolerate legislative surrender. We expect our leaders to act boldly. We expect our leaders to act decisively and without any apology whatsoever in defense of Hoosier values and the liberty that makes this nation great. Indiana State Senators, hear me say this, more importantly, hear the people in the room say this right now. Vote to approve this new congressional map, and let's get a 9-0 majority with the great people of Indiana.
Come on up.